Buenos dias. It is day 9 of our Colorado Trail hike. We're getting rolling started hiking at 8:40, which is an hour and 20 minutes earlier than yesterday, but still not crazy early, really. It's nice and cool this morning, so hopefully we'll have some nice weather for a while. We got about 2.5 miles to get to the top of our climb at Georgia Pass. Of course we camped, we cooked dinner, cooked breakfast, so we have a lot less water weight and still plenty to make it to the site. So the fact that we stopped earlier is going to help that out a little bit. Petty, how's your ankle this morning?
Ankle is good. It's rested. It's not hurting. Yeah, perhaps the rest helped. Kind of wondering if, rolling my ankle over those rocks and then just the long hike contributed to the pain yesterday. But I think rest definitely helped. Blisters are okay. They haven't been giving me an issue. So, feeling pretty good this morning.
Good. I still am feeling incredibly fortunate that I really feel fine. Frida, come here. So, yeah. So, of course, the whole strategy of going bigger mile, so that we can have almost a 0 day to recover. That strategy only really makes sense if the bigger mile isn't injuring you. And so, yeah, today we'll just play it by ear. We'll see how our bodies are feeling. We'll probably just hike as long as our bodies feel good. Yeah, a couple days ago there was a spot where there was 5 miles between water breaks. So that was our first day out of Bailey, or not between campsites. And so the question was, well, do you want to have a short day or do you want to have a long day? It's like, well, let's keep hiking, and if we start to get tired, maybe we'll find a campsite along the way, and a campsite that exists but isn't in the app or isn't in the book, and there just wasn't an opportunity. So then that kind of got us freaking out a little bit. It's like, okay, we got to be really careful about where we plan our campsites, which is what got us into this whole plan, and of making sure we were going to be able to stop at places that had a campsite marked on the map. But as we continue to hike, we see campsites all the time that weren't in the book or on the app, including the one the last 2 nights that we've camped.
Yeah, and our campsite last night had water, and we didn't realize it until this morning.
Yeah, there was water. Couldn't hear it. It was a very slight trickle, but it was there. So that is one of the main things. If you get one of these stealth sites, just side along the trail sites, you usually don't have water there. So if you're gonna need a lot of water at camp, then you got to carry that from the last water source. But anyway, so I don't feel like we have to get to that campsite that's 3 miles away from Breck anymore. Almost, so the data book shows a campsite at 13 miles out and 3 miles out. I would think almost undoubtedly there's going to be plenty of opportunities to camp in between. So we'll just see how far we can get today, listen to our bodies and make smart decisions regarding that, and hopefully we can get closer rather than farther, of course, but we'd like to be able to have most of the day in Breckenridge to relax. Well, so far it seems like it's a nice day, so hopefully it continues that way. But of course in Colorado the weather can change on a dime, so. Okay, we are at the top of Georgia Pass. We are 11,800 and change above sea level. It's like 2¼ miles up. It's windy up here. I'm sure this is probably gonna be annoying to listen to, but it's gonna be hopefully pretty to look at. When you take pictures and you take video, you just they just don't capture the depth. Like, it's hard. When you're here, you can really feel how far away things are. And on the video, you kind of lose that a bit, but stunning. We're on the CDT. So apparently at some point in time we reached the Continental Divide. I'm not sure when we joined the Continental Divide Trail, but we were kind of surprised to see that sign there. It's like, oh, okay, well, the Colorado Trail and the Continental Divide Trail are the same trail for quite a while. So apparently we crossed the Continental Divide. I don't know if that was at the pass or what, but I remember reading that we were going to be reaching the Continental Divide in this segment, but I kind of had forgotten about that, and then boom, there's that sign. So it's kind of cool. We might run into some hikers that are hiking a hell of a lot farther than we are. It'd be kind of interesting. So here's part of our routine for keeping Frida healthy on the trail. So we have a bunch of the Mushers kind of balm for her paw pads. She doesn't really like it when we put it on her, so we're giving her some coconut oil that's in this bottle. She loves coconut oil. It's a healthy fat. It's high. It's calorie dense, and it's important to keep dogs' fat levels high. And so
she doesn't mind the mushers if she's having some coconut oil.
Yeah. So the mushers is an important part, we think. Is an important part of the routine. Of course, if her paw pads dry out, they're more likely to crack on a rock or something. If it gets super rocky, we're putting some booties on her, and she hikes pretty well in the booties. She hikes pretty well in the booties, as long as they don't get wet. We've noticed if she walks into a creek with their booties on, she is not a big fan of staying in the booties. Okay, we had a long lunch break, hiked about 3 miles. I came to the last water source for 9 miles, so another one of those stretches, and we filled up a lot of water because we're going to be camping between here and the next water source. So yeah, so we got heavy packs, we got a pretty good climb, and we got a pretty good descent. So we're starting, I don't know, we're climbing just a little bit. It's not too long. A couple miles maybe of up, and then the rest of the way for this segment is pretty much all down into Breckenridge. So right now we're 13 miles away from Breckenridge, and it's 4:45 tonight. So we're gonna pound out as many miles of those as we can tonight. We've already come 9, so I don't know what a realistic, we don't really have a goal. It's just, let's go, try to get as much as we can tonight. So tomorrow we can just get up and get into town and take it easy. Okay, so I was like, we got, you know, we got to climb then some down. And the climb's not too bad, it's only 2 miles. Well, the steepness matters too, apparently.
It was rough.
That was steep. But we made it to the top. So, we were looking for our campsite as we were walking down, pretty steep down into Breckenridge. And, well, not that steep, but a lot of down. So there weren't a lot of campsites because we were basically hiking down the side of a mountain. And we were going off of a comment somebody left on the app saying that there was a campsite at a certain spot, and there wasn't, so we kept on trucking. And then we saw this bench sitting over here on the side of the trail. We looked back out this way and it was like, okay, I can see why there's a bench there. And then as I was about ready to keep trucking right on, because it was like, okay, we're running out of daylight and we need to find a campsite, Petty was like, boom, this one right here, back behind us, kind of, as the trail loops around. So this is a pretty awesome campsite. So we got the bench with the view. We're gonna get a little sunset tonight, and maybe have to have our coffee here in the morning. So this is a pretty awesome campsite. This is probably my favorite campsite we've had so far, and we wouldn't have had it if the campsite I was looking for based off a gut hook would have been there, and we definitely would have missed it if Gabby wouldn't have pointed it out. So pretty sweet. Frida here is trying to get my fettuccine alfredo. Can't really see it. She's keeping a very close eye on it. Anyway, so yeah, we got a great campsite. It was a great sunset. Pretty nice ending to a nice day. We started off with a great view.
She's a great cuddler.
She is a great cuddler. We started off with a blanket for her, and she never used it because she wants to be in our sleeping bags. So in the middle of the night last night, I felt a poke on my leg, and it was
Frida trying to come in.
It was Frida. So I basically just lifted up the side of my sleeping bag, and she
gets right in.
Climbed right on in. Anyway, so yeah, we ended up doing 16.3 miles today, and it was a really nice hike. Georgia Pass was beautiful.
No goats.
No goats. And the sunset here at camp was beautiful, so it was a really great day, and tomorrow we have 6 and change, right? Just a little over
6.4.
That's what I was thinking. 6.4 miles to, or we'll try to roll into Breckenridge. So burgers, beers, backpacking, lots of good things that begin with B's. Breckenridge. Anyway, so we're looking forward to it. It should be a good day again tomorrow. We're gonna be full off of town food, and it's gonna be awesome. ¿Algo más? ¿Dónde está la bonita?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Besito, besito, besito. Okay, that's all. Buenas noches.